we're here with Laurent, who managed to get a 20K withdrawal, all while being a full-time uni student. What is it like being funded 700K? How does that change your life?
It's like life-changing. I was able to quit my retail job that I was working every weekend just from that. People say psychology is 80% or 90% of trade, and it's proper important to keep your psychology strong and everything.
Hello and welcome everybody to a brand new Quant Tekel trader interview, and today we're here with Laurent, who managed to get a 20K withdrawal all while being a full-time uni student. And he's going to talk to us a little bit today about kind of the way that he goes about trading, and we're going to learn a little bit more about him. So welcome, bro. Thank you for chatting with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, bro. So I just wanted to chat a little bit about how did you get into trading? What's kind of your background? I know you kind of started. Did you start when you were in uni?
No, I started back in college, sixth form. Basically, my teacher, he was in front of the class. Has anyone heard about trading or forex? Everyone was like, no, not really, and whatever. I do computer science, so that whole lesson just became about forex, and then I got a bit properly interested in it. I stayed back and asked him how to start and do a startup account, learn and all that. And then I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos and all that.
That's pretty cool, man. I don't think I've ever heard of someone learning about trading from an actual lecturer or teacher or anything like that. That's pretty crazy, man. That's probably one of the most unique intros to trading that I've heard. That's pretty cool. And then what was the journey like after that? Did you struggle for a while?
Oh, for the first year, I struggled bears. I think I lost 2.5K in the first year, just depositing, losing, blowing, depositing, blowing, all that. And then after I just started watching a lot of YouTube videos on technical analysis and whatever. I was watching a mentorship or a playlist from a guy called MentFX, and I watched this whole thing, and I started back testing a strategy, and I started getting better and seeing profits.
Right now, you're funded 700K, which is absolutely insane. What is it like being funded 700K? How does that change your life? Having the potential to earn significant profit every single month as a trader versus just depositing into a broker account and trying to flip that like crazy. How does it feel to be able to earn that way because of prop firms?
It's life-changing. I was able to quit my retail job that I was working every weekend just from that. Back then when I started, it was only brokers, there wasn't any prop firms, so it was harder to make money and build capital and stuff.
I would imagine that the mindset completely changes when you switch from just trading brokers to trading with prop firms, right?
Yeah, it does. I feel emotionless and more calm. I know it's not my money, I just pay for the account, and if I do an evaluation, I blow it or pass it in less than a week because I risk 2%. It's just a quick process for me, because when I first started prop firms, I used to take a month, 2 months, because I was scared of you losing the money because I didn't have any back then, or I didn't have a lot to do, so a lot to buy more accounts. But now I can blow by.
Yeah, I think that again, people's fear about executing can often hold them back from actually being profitable long term, because again, if you hesitate, sometimes you miss those opportunities and you don't properly take advantage of the profitable trades when they come along, right? In terms of your trading strategy and your kind of methodology, how do you view the market? What's your lens that you view the market through?
So basically, I wake up earlier than London session. I wait for Asia to end and mark out Asia low or Asia high. Then I'll wait for the market to either sweep the low or sweep the high and enter a fair value gap on order block. And then I'll wait for confluences in the lower time frame to help me enter and execute the trade.
Okay, and what sort of confluences are you looking for in the lower time frame to kind of indicate that things are in your favor for an entry in that direction? So
I wait for a change of character and wait for wick rejections on a little higher time frame, a 15-minute, 5-minute. I want to see it rejecting the FVG or the order block.
Okay, and why do you think so many people are hating on kind of smart money and ICT at the moment? What do you have to say to them at the moment? The people that would like be skeptical of it have bad things to say about that kind of methodology.
Maybe like they should do more research or like try to understand like the technicals better and like why the market does and goes where it goes. Like I watched Ment Effect and he's like really good. Like he helped me understand clearly like why the market does what it does and why it reacts from where it reacts and stuff.
And what would you say that like you would have had as much success had you just traded like retail concepts like support and resistance versus trading more of like this smart money kind of approach? Or do you think that, you know, that was key to you actually becoming profitable?
I don't really think like support and resistance would work for me, because I used to try it before like in the beginning, but like maybe I didn't really understand it, or like I don't know how to like trade it properly, but I kept losing. Like I was like, why doesn't it hold from this position? Why is it not resisting, or why is it not bouncing back? So for me, I feel like what I trade now works for me, and support and resistance maybe works for others, but not me.
In terms of like your journey when you started out, how long did it take you to kind of start actually making money with trading? And do you think like prop firms was a big part of that?
Yeah, prop firms was a massive part of that. I think my first payout was back in December last year, and I've been trading for like 2.5 years now, so like my first profits were like a year and a half, something like that. And then I'd be making payouts like consistently. But back then it was like smaller, like four figure, but I mean it's still quite a lot, but now it's like smaller than where it is now.
Awesome. And like, did you ever think that you would literally just like clock 20k in 1 month? did that ever like cross your mind, or did you kind of build up to that slowly? Because I know that like when I started making a bit more with trading, I eventually just became numb to the numbers. Like you eventually just get like so used to it. What's your take on that? Did you ever like imagine getting to where you are now, or are you kind of like numb to it?
I feel like in the back of my head, like I knew it was gonna happen. Like I worked hard for this, but like I don't really. Yeah, I'm numb to the numbers, because I only work with accounts like as percentages. I was like, okay, this is 4%, not this is 8k. And I only work in percentages, so I'm kind of numb to the numbers now.
What would you say is your biggest kind of hurdle when it came to getting to where you are now? What did you kind of overcome to manage to produce results like you are now? Because a lot of people have like this inflection moment of like they figured something out and they figured out a solution to a problem they were having. That particular solution ended up being a catalyst that kind of got them to a point of progression in what they were doing, and it snowballed from there. What would you say that kind of moment for you was?
I think the main reason I was losing was I used to take like 10-20 trades a day, and I feel like what made me overcome that was making a trading plan and only taking like 1, 2, 3 trades like every 2 weeks, and securing one big payout just makes life easy and stress-free, instead of looking at the markets like, oh okay, it's reacting here, okay, let me take a buy, oh it came back down, let me take up another buy. I would sell like just 10-20 positions. I had to like stop that.
And I think that's something that a lot of people fail to do. Literally, over trading is probably one of the biggest problems within the whole trading space, and it's probably the reason that most people are unprofitable right now. If you can take like 1 to 2, maybe 3 trades a week max, it can already help you a lot, and you're already only taking a few a month. And that in and of itself, taking fewer trades can help you become profitable so much quicker. Because again, you're not just taking everything you see, you're taking the higher quality setups that make sense. You're not rushing to get into the next one. But also the biggest point, and something that I've noticed, is that when you're taking a lot of trades, there's not a lot of space in between to kind of reset, and your emotions are still playing into those trades.
Yeah.
Because one trade that you've taken prior, whether it be a winner or a loser, is going to affect the next trade, because you're either trying to make back the losses you just lost, or you're greedy and you're trying to make even more than what you had already just made. And that's what really screws people over. Do you think that's true as well?
Yeah, that's very true. That's a lot of people do that and start revenge trading, and that like leads to like losing a lot more than you initially lost.
You kind of, you're no stranger to to having hard times within trading. We chatted a little bit before this, and you said that you blew 400k in one day. How did that happen? And like, how did you deal with that and come back from that?
Well, I lost my emotions and started revenge trading, and then I blew the max daily drawdown, and then because I was trading like at 200k and 150k at the same time, well, I hit the max daily drawdown limit and then lost it both. After that, the next day, I just bought another 200k account and I passed the first stage in like 3 hours or something.
Awesome. I mean, like, that's the thing. A lot of the time, people kind of get super emotional about these things, and there comes a time eventually where you kind of disconnect. Do you think that that's something, there was anything you could have done to avoid that? Or do you think that was just like part of the process?
Yeah, I mean, just if I just took the one trade and lost, I would have not lost the other 3% to blow the account. And I just kind of lost my mind.
It was mostly emotions based, right? It wasn't a thing of like you miscalculated or anything like that.
No, it's just emotions. That's why it's like people say like psychology is like 80% or 90% of like trade, and like it's probably important like to keep your psychology strong and everything.
In terms of like advice you would give to people trying to start out in trading, would you say like working on psychology is the most important thing? And if so, like how would you go about doing that? How would you go about working on making your psychology a little bit stronger so that you can progress faster?
Basically, to make a trading plan is like probably important, and like stay on that trading plan. Don't like try sway yourself from leaving the trading plan. Like make sure you stick to it.
Yeah, and if you've got a trading plan, you can kind of take the guesswork out, right? You're not trying to make decisions on the fly. You can refer to the plan. So that helps to kind of keep those emotions at bay. If you have a plan to follow, you don't panic, right? And panic is really what happens in those situations where you, for example, lose 400k at once. That's because, you're not following any kind of plan. You're just kind of going on the fly. One other thing is that if you've got a plan and you're able to stick to it, it comes with practice, because we're all going to divert from the plan at times. But the more you execute that plan, the better you get at executing it. But you need to have one. Otherwise you're just walking around in circles. It's kind of like trying to go somewhere with no map. Like you're going to get lost.
Yeah,
and a lot of people out there are just like trying to trade purely based on intuition. And that really is like a recipe for disaster. There's a lot of people out there right now like struggling to get profitable at all. All of us were there at one point. If you had to go back to yourself right now, where you were when you were kind of like struggling to get profitable and you were losing money, what would you tell yourself as a piece of advice that could have really helped you?
To take fewer trades. Less is more. Like, I don't know if you've heard of that. Always less is more.
Yeah.
Risk management. I never had a stop loss when I was blowing accounts. I was just waiting for profits. I think the risk management was like 0.1, like I was trying to lose in 100 to try and make 10. So I think risk management is important as well, and just like stick to the trading plan.
And how do you go about risk management now? What's your risk reward like on trades typically?
I always aim for like a 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 all the time.
And how often are you able to get that? And how do you decide how large it's going to be? Is that based on price action?
Yeah, I always look at the momentum if I should aim for like a higher. If there's a lot of momentum heading my direction, I go for 1 to 4. If it's not that much, I go for 1 to 3. And I have like set stop loss, like 10 pip stop loss and 30 pip TP or 40 pip.
Awesome. And obviously with having multiple accounts and like 700K in funding, how do you manage those accounts? Do you manage them separately or do you take similar trades across all of them?
I trade them separately because with Quant Tekel you need like you need a different strategy with when you get max allocation. So for one of them I trade my Nasdaq strat and one of them I trade my GU strategy. And I think my GU strategy works better. And I've like set the accounts to be like 1 week payout, then the next week is my other account payout, and then back to the other account is the next week payout. So every week I have a payout request.
What's your experience been like so far with Quant Tekel as a prop firm? You've used other prop firms in the past, right? What do you think kind of like sets them apart from others at the moment?
Oh, the trading conditions are like spot on. I remember I had an ACG account and a Quant Tekel account. I took the exact same trade. ACG hit stop loss and Quant Tekel was still in. And then from that, Quant Tekel like went all the way down and hit TP and made 10K from that. And ACG like minus.
That's insane, bro. That just goes to show like what a huge difference trading conditions make.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, some prop firms don't want you to win, and the conditions are there to kind of stop you from having a better result. I would say conditions in trading like really plays a really big role. In terms of like getting your payouts and stuff like that though, how is that process?
I got my payout within a day through crypto, quick.
Awesome. Like, did you ever have any issues in terms of help that you needed sorting out? Did they manage to help you with that?
I mean, I never had issues that much. I think, well, when it was C-Trader, I had a 11K payout just before the migration, and well, unfortunately, I broke the 2-minute rule. So then when I got the C-Trader account back, I found out I lost the payout. So then I decided to make 11K again and got it back.
Yeah, well, dude, I had the same thing. I lost a 16K payout because I violated the 2-minute rule, and it's just because I didn't understand it properly. So I just wanted to explain, those of you who don't understand, the Quant Tekel 2-minute rule is something that you need to stick to. I personally lost a payout because I didn't understand it properly and I didn't stick to it. But if you stick to these rules, you will get paid out. That's the beauty of Quant Tekel. But basically, the 2-minute rule is simple. You cannot adjust your stop loss and take profit after 15 seconds of taking the trade. If after 2 minutes, you've waited, you've only, for example, placed your stop loss within the first 15 seconds, you're still safe. You cannot adjust anything after 15 seconds. And then after 2 minutes, you can then adjust any of the take profits and stop losses, and you can close the trade whenever you want. So make sure you stick to this rule. And the reason that Quant Tekel has these kinds of rules is because there were traders that used malicious strategies to take advantage of the servers that Quant Tekel has. So make sure you stick to these rules and you will get paid out. That's just a service announcement to everybody that's trading with Quant Tekel. Stick to the 2-minute rule, because if you stick to all of the rules, you will get paid out. That's the beauty of Quant Tekel. But yeah, it's a really painful thing when you kind of get to that point. Unfortunately, it gets let down. But that being said, like, every single other payout after that, I've been, it's been like instant. And the best part is that the CEOs are super involved, and they have like a very personal relationship with traders, which is really awesome. Before I started like working in terms of their content creation, they approached me directly as a trader to help me just with my account. They had no other incentive for them to do that. They just wanted to make sure that I was sorted out, which is really great. And that just like blew me away. I think that there's not a lot of prop firms that have that kind of service, nor have owners that are willing to be that involved and actually help. In terms of like your plans going forward with your trading, what do you plan to do like going forward and scaling your trading and your capital and that kind of stuff? What do you hope to achieve in the next 5 months with your trading?
Well, I'm aiming for that 1 million in funding, but I'm not sure what prop firm to go with next, because I need to make sure I get like paid out. So I think maybe FPMO.
It's a little scary because you find one prop firm that's paying out and doing well, like Quant Tekel, and you're kind of like a little bit scared to trust others, right?
Yeah, because right now I'm only with Quant Tekel and ACG, so I might maybe go to FTMO now.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've been around for really, really long, so let's hope you can trust them. But yeah, man, it was really, really great to chat with you, and I think that people watching learned a lot from your journey. So thanks for sharing with us today, bro.
No problem. Thanks you for having me.